Betsy Brandt is here on the Rich Eisen Show. We just saw a clip on our Roku channel side on Saint X. It is going to be premiering Wednesday, April 26th with 3 new episodes. And then new episodes drop weekly on Wednesdays after that. What do you want folks to know about this?
Those
Betsy?
first 3 episodes, you're going to get right into it.
Okay.
So that's like, and then we're going to make you wait for it, I guess, every week after that.
Right.
It's based on a book, though. So if you read the book or familiar with the book, you will, which the book was fantastic. You'll have some idea what's happening. But it is really, I think, it's great TV just to watch it unfold.
Right. And so you're on a family vacation in a beautiful island spot.
Yes. And a fantastic resort. And our teenage daughter goes missing.
And then all sorts of holy heck breaks loose, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not the vacation that we dreamed of.
No. You're definitely not going on some sort of well, that's what we call a trip then, right? There's a difference between a vacation and then there's a trip.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
but we shot in the Dominican Republic, which that was we couldn't have gotten the show, couldn't have made the show that it is and shot it anywhere else.
Right.
Like you couldn't have shot in Hawaii and have it be this island. So I was really glad we got there. But that's a whole thing too. Like it's just.
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean to you? What is that?
Oh, I always say Caribbean.
Okay. What do you say, Chris? Are you a Caribbean guy or a Caribbean?
Do you say it the right way or the
weird way? What is it? I don't know.
Caribbean.
Okay, very good. Out here in the West.
Carabiner.
Oh, okay. Very good. Saint X is premiering on Hulu Wednesday, April 26th. That's next week with 3 episodes. New episodes drop weekly on Wednesdays. I was mentioning as you were coming out here that you and I and our spouses have shared many youth sports moments together because our sons go to school together.
Yes.
And so, Chris, do you want to ask the question that you were asking before of Betsy Brandt now that she is actually sitting here?
Do you just sit back and watch and enjoy, or are you super loud, interactive, yelling and doing all that fun stuff?
Chris, I am who I am, and I I have feelings about a lot of things. The sports, all of it. I do. Now, I'm not, really, my husband will get, like more about, that call is right.
Yeah.
I just really, for me, it's all about the drama that's happening out there.
You're going with the flow.
Yeah.
Right. So you and I are like that, and your husband and my wife, Susie, they're the ones who want to take the referees.
It's funny. Susie likes to sit next to me at those games because we do compliment each other in our cheering.
First of all, you crack her up. That's number one. And number two, she also knows that you cracking her up takes her mind off of the officiating and things of that nature. I would think. I mean, we've never had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Susie and I've never had that. I would just guess that because she does want to sometimes complain about some of the officiating. She knows she can't.
I mean, sometimes I can't help myself, and then I'm that mom. Because my daughter played sports too.
Right.
And I'd be like,
you don't sometimes
I'd cheer like this. Excuse me. That belongs to us. Please relinquish the ball.
Yeah, I know. You can't do that. You don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
Because you don't. Because sometimes
that was impolite. I'll yell.
Some bad words might slip out as well. So let's jump into some of your previous work, if you don't mind, Betsy Brandt. Certainly here on this program, whenever anybody...
You've had some of my friends on your show.
I have had some of your friends, no doubt, on this show. In Bryan Cranston and obviously Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And when did Breaking Bad first come across your radar screen, Betsy?
Like when did I start watching it?
No.
No.
Nice. Right.
Is it over?
Yeah, right.
It's so funny. I met Dean Norris in the waiting room to go in audition for Vince Gilligan.
Was he auditioning for Hank?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we had no idea what this show was. I was like, is this a comedy? We had a whole conversation about it. I said, because I'm going in there and reading it like it's funny, because I think it's pretty funny. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, me too. And so we both, but that's how our characters were, not for all of it, but a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah, we had no idea what this
script?
was.
Is that what you were going into audition? You're reading the pilot script?
Yeah. Oh, it was, I said to my husband, I said, hands down the best pilot I've ever read. I wonder if they'll actually make this.
Couldn't believe it.
The idea was just so. Who's going to put money behind that? Sony and AMC. Thank God.
Did you know that Bryan Cranston had been cast when you were going in?
No, he wasn't.
Because that would have lent the idea to being a comedy as well, with him coming from Malcolm in the Middle.
Clearly,
at the
I
time.
wasn't the only one who thought there was some funny in it.
Right.
No, he wasn't cast yet. And then he was. I went in. Did I go in 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 times ultimately.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you get the gig.
And then I got it, but I needed it. Not like I needed it to pay my bills. I was already so attached to the project and invested in it because it was so good. And then once you can't sit. I mean, you can't sit in a room with Vince Gilligan and not fall in love with him, like. And he's such a creative genius, but he's also just one of the best people you'll ever meet.
So nice, so sweet, and you can't believe that the dark stuff
really
comes from that human being.
I know, and he's just the nicest guy.
Right, and all the darkness.
Cranston too. I mean,
right.
He played this like, oh my God, I got chest pains during the awkward guacamole scene because I just was telling him over and over again to go kill himself. And meaning it every single time.
When did you realize that this was hitting, though? When
it was after season 3. Like the first couple seasons, the show was great, but it wasn't. We were getting enough people that were watching it, enough people to watch it that AMC was willing to keep it on. So I was thankful for that, and I would have been happy doing that too, but it was great that we had the fans that we did. Right,
and then all of a sudden, stuff like when it hit Netflix or something like that.
Yes, when Netflix, because then people caught up on it, and people caught up on it and binged it, and then went along the ride with us. But there's still people that are starting to binge it now.
Right, exactly right, and
just when I think I'm like, oh, like that's the zenith of like, no one will recognize me from Breaking Bad anymore. It's. Yeah, that doesn't.
Well, I mean, it'll always be that way. What was the toughest scene for you to do?
Oh my God. Sorry, spoiler alert. I think when
it's too late.
Right. I mean, is there like I know. When it's heartbreaking. When Skylar. Oh God. Well, you know what? There's some scenes I haven't even watched. Because it's too hard for me.
Are you serious? Where you did it once and you just can't watch it back?
Well, I'm not in. I'm not in. But sorry, yes, what I was in. Where Skylar and Marie fight and I slap her. That was one of the saddest days for me, for my character. Because I loved their relationship and was like, that's done now. That will never be the same.
Yeah.
Once I know that she was involved, that she and Walt had anything to do with Hank.
And the scene where Hank, he realized that Walter White was Heisenberg and everything that goes on, where he's basically, on the toilet, learning about this sort of thing.
I was so scared when I read that pilot, and some of it had been redacted, and I said to Vince, what's happening? Is he going to die a very sad Elvis Presley death on the can? Is that what you're going to do? Because I want to know about that, if that's good, just so I can prepare myself. And he goes, no, but I like that. That's my Vince Gilligan.
That's a good one.
Imitation.
So I guess this is a silly follow-up question, but I'll ask you anyway. You receive redacted scripts? For real?
Yeah. Up in the beginning, because you get those pretty far ahead before shooting. And so, the show was, so many people were into it. It just, we didn't want to chance having it get out there.
Right.
Having someone find it. We did have someone who wasn't involved with the show come across a script, and it was, we didn't want it to, everyone puts a lot of work into it. We didn't want that to happen.
Right. And so everything was top secret, obviously, on the set for something like that. So, because we had Bryan Cranston on the show, and he said the toughest scene he had to do was the one involving Kristen Ritter. When her character died, and Walt basically watched her and could have saved her and did not.
I saw him right after that. That was a tough scene for him.
What is it? I mean,
It's funny. We would do a class picture every year.
Okay.
Everybody would come and we'd do a class picture, and he was crying. Like just like, because you hold it together.
Yes.
While you're shooting, and then,
After he did that scene, you found him just.
Well, he was
strolling
like in
around
the
craft
corner alone.
services.
Someone was
Just-
hugging him. He was crying, and he was like, that was tough.
Yeah,
That
give
was
him a
tough
second.
scene. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Wow. And what a show. And then to see you in Better Call Saul, that was pretty sweet,
Do you know
too.
how hard it was for me to keep my lips zipped about that? Because we'd been working on this for a while.
Right.
And so I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to come back because I am not happy there. You do not, I will.
Well, again, it was great to see you because it was a brilliant choice to have you on it and have your character on it, because of all the people who could be the most aggrieved that is still alive
Yep.
from Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
to be brought back to lay into or lay out there everything that Saul Goodman's character did.
Yeah.
It would be you and your
Yeah.
character. And I thought I didn't even think that you would appear. I didn't think that they would go there. And then when they did, I'm like, that what a brilliant choice to get you to do that. And because you are as aggrieved as it possibly gets by this man's decision making.
It was so great for me in so many ways, just to be back with my friends and have Peter Gould directing me, and to get to be like, Bob was there not from the beginning of Breaking Bad, but pretty close to it.
Right.
So he's pretty OG, and to watch him in that scene just really screw my character over was incredibly fun. Incredibly fun.
And so did you have to sort of read up on what had happened previously to just refresh your memory? To try and find that look on your face, to just get to prepare for a scene like that, just to remember all the things that they did do to your character.
No, once you live it, that's in you.
It's
At
in
least for me with that. Like, even just talking about playing Marie now and her coming back, like, to get to play that character again, I mean, that was great for me. But also to get to really do her justice, because I still love her. I mean, she's not the easiest character, I know that, but so much to love about her, and I still love her. And at the end, she was one of the most honest people in the show, who told the truth and was, her compass was the one you follow out of half the characters on that show, more than half.
And it's amazing that you'd say the best moral compass would be a kleptomaniac as well.
Well, some things, I mean, don't
everyone's perfect.
Don't judge. Don't focus on that.
What was your favorite thing you snagged from somebody's, I guess, house, right? As a character. You snagged a ton of stuff.
The spoons were fun for me. That was fun.
I love that stuff.
And then I did take from the set the little figurine that I took.
From what?
So Sony's probably going to come after me now.
They're looking, wait a minute. We were going to have a spec house with a figurine.
They've had people questioning other people, and now it's out there. Because it was just so weird and random. It's like, it's not a Hummel. It's like a Hummel knockoff.
Okay.
And
that's what you got.
I thought that was, but the spoons were like, I don't know. And I like small spoons.
I love that. Betsy Brandt here again. Saint X is premiering on Wednesday next week on Hulu. New episodes dropping weekly on Wednesdays. And then Life in Pieces. What a fun show that was.
Oh, God. Wasn't that fun?
Hilarious.
That was fun.
Absolutely hilarious.
I feel like during the pandemic, a lot of people were like, I just started watching Life in Pieces. I'm like, man, where were you?
When it was going down.
When we needed you.
Right.
But we had 4 good years. Years.
Great years.
Yeah.
You got any? Let me ask you this question, because James Brolin was on the show. Did Barbara Streisand ever come by?
Oh, I thought you meant James Brolin was on this show.
No.
You should get him on the show.
Oh, I'd do that in a
He's
heartbeat.
such a kick. I mean, like, what a kick. Yes, she has stopped by.
Barbara? Babs?
Yes.
Was Barbara at like craft services?
Yeah,
making some tea
Barbara.
or something like that? Come on now.
Freakish how down to earth she is.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know if she knows she's Barbara Streisand. That's not true. She totally knows she's Barbara Streisand.
Right.
She's aware.
Yeah.
But she is absolutely lovely.
She's still
lovely.
Barb.
And so is Jim. Jim was like the perfect TV dad.
Yeah. She's still, Barbara from Brooklyn, I guess, deep down from it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's got to be pretty cool, being on
Yeah.
the set
I mean,
Miss Barbara
she was
Streisand.
singing and like getting her own costumes and like, I mean.
What?
Her, like, when she, not for us, when she first started out, she's like, I would buy vintage stuff. And because she just, like, I think she, knew what she wanted to do. She knew she was really good at it.
Oh, okay.
And
I see what you're saying.
I've told her that I would like to be in a meeting with her when she, like if she's going to direct something and has to tell a room full of people that she needs to go a different way than what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then she's going to walk out of that room and then I'll collect whatever things she had on the table and then I'll say, we're done here. Thank you. and then I'll leave.
Oh, man.
With some dignity.
So there was no like Life in Pieces karaoke party where she gets up and just drops.
She hasn't sang at anything. No,
that didn't happen.
No,
And,
I mean, yeah. Do you? Sure. Yes. No. No. It really didn't. It didn't.
And Colin Hanks is one of my favorite people.
Isn't he just the best?
He is awesome. I love that guy.
And so funny. Oh my God, he's so.
Those were some.
I mean, he played my little brother, so I still feel like I should just pick on him all the time. I don't know if that'll ever change.
Why not?
I hope he's okay with it because I don't know if it'll ever change.
He's again one of my favorite people, and congrats on in advance of Saint X. And I will see you, at the next, I guess, youth basketball game or something like that.
Sure.
Something like that.
Sure, any basketball game.
We'll do that. Thanks again for coming, Betsy.
Oh my God, thanks for having me. Such a pleasure.
Oh, right back at you. At Betsy_Brandt on Twitter, at Betsy Brandt on Instagram. Check out Saint X on Hulu, which is available right here on Roku starting next Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.